Hello everybody, this is Hybrid, and basically today I'll be reviewing, or at least my final review of today until the next DC Thursday review day, will be The Flash, number 10. So yeah, I really like The Flash as a hero. He's in my top 5 list, I'd say. So yeah, let's begin. So we start off in Central City 2 years ago, and basically we have a businessman named Claudio calling his brother Marco. His brother turns out to be the weather wizard, so this is how he fits in the whole thing. But yeah, so basically he's calling his brother up. Maybe they can join back together again and kind of rule the business, family business. But he opens the door because someone knocked, and then it turns out this person just kills a guy. Like, you see tons of bullets on the panel. And now we go to the current day. So we have Barry Allen. He's kind of letting everybody know what's happened from basically the Whirlwind guy, the Speed Force stuff, Gorilla Grodd, and his return to Central City. So we move on again, and now he's talking about, now he's fighting the Weather Wizard. We have the Flash. He's basically telling everybody on what's been going on. Like, he says for all, like, I love Patty, I love Patty. He talks about that a bit. And then he also uses his speed to make sure that a flood does not destroy a village, which is actually pretty cool. And we learned that Barry Allen actually took 2 semesters or 1 year of Spanish, so that's also interesting. And yeah, so he causes the flood not to happen. And then we go back to the weather wizard. He's driving off with his brother's wife, or I guess widow now. But yeah, so then we see the Flash coming back, running back to the car, or the Jeep. And the weather wizard, he's basically, he uses his powers to summon down lightning. And in the meantime, while this is going on, we have Patty down there and somebody else who goes by the name El Arana. But yeah, it means the spider. And basically he explains that Claudio, I'll just say Claudio, he got killed by his wife because his wife feels that he was being too weak. And then they hired this guy who's in there with Patty to clean it up, basically. And that's why he's in here, because he has that only evidence that would prove that she killed Claudio. And then Patty's in here because she's a cop, and I guess there was a lead towards who murdered the person, and she followed it. So that's why they're here. But then we go back to the Flash. The weather wizard summons lightning down to hit Flash, but Flash dodges it because he's faster. And yeah, so he joins up with the car, punches the weather wizard, and takes him and the widow out of the car. So then he's like, you know what, enough games. And he's pretty pissed because he really likes this girl too. And, he's basically demanding that he tell him where she is, or else he'll destroy everything. So once he says that, though, it brings the Empire into it. Then we have the widow, and she says, I did it. So the Flash leaves, and the weather wizard, he's like, you didn't tell me this at all? So half a second later, we have the Flash beats up all of the, I guess, security guards and frees Patty and the other guy that was also with her. So then she asks the Flash to destroy the drug empire. He does that, he burns it all down. And then we have in the next page, or 2 pages, sorry, we have the weather wizard, and he's basically asking, his brother's, I guess, widowed wife now, what happened, like what's going on, and she explains it. So you know what the weather wizard does? He summons a lightning bolt to hit them. But then we have on the bottom panels the Flash and Patty talking. Patty says how she hates the Flash, even though he is a hero and his intentions are good. But Barry's dead because everybody thinks Barry's dead right now, and her heart's broken and things like that, which kind of sucks for the Flash because he wanted to actually tell her that he was Barry Allen, but he decides, you know what, I'm not going to do it. So he puts out the fire. Alright, so in the next page, we have Weather Wizard coming back, waking up basically, and he's surprised he's not dead actually. And in the meantime, though, he's kind of dazed though. Glider comes to. With that being said, Glider, takes him away, and basically we have the Flash. Basically decides, Barry Allen's gonna stay dead, but the world needs the Flash, and that's where it leaves off with the Flash putting out the fire, and hopefully a new story arc for the next issue. So for art, I give a 5 out of 5, mostly because I have nothing to complain about. The coloring's good, the inking's good, and the penciling's good. And really, that's all that I really look for when I'm judging art are those three main things well done in the comic. Unless the comic obviously has a unique art style to it. But yeah, so then for plot, I give a 4 out of 5. Mostly because I liked how they kind of tied in a lot of things going on with the Flash comics previously together. Yet I felt that this story was kind of random in its own way. And I think if they really wanted to introduce the Weather Wizard, they could have done it a different way. And for writing, I give a 5 out of 5. I didn't find anything wrong with the writing, really. Or at least I didn't have a reason to find anything wrong with the writing. I thought it was all pretty good. And yeah, it was pretty consistent throughout. So then we get to the characters. I give a 4 out of 5 for the characters. But then enjoyment-wise, I really did enjoy the comic. And I give it a 9 out of 10 for the enjoyment. So that means overall, it gets a 27 out of 30, which is a 90%. So I do recommend you read this comic. I recommend you read the other Flash comics as well. They're pretty solid so far, and this is Hybrid. If you like my reviews, check out my other ones. And on my YouTube channel, subscribe if you haven't. Like the video if you liked it, and comment below on your opinions on the comic itself as well. And yeah, this is Hybrid, and